think I try to run as fast as I can just outside Luciano Orquera, and in the last 10 meters make me a pass and I scored a try against France.
Every now and then, professional sports give us players who rise above the spirit and physical limits of their game. Senna, Ballesteros, Pelé and Botham are such examples. They're free spirits with incredible talent, playing their best with a smile and showing skills that amaze everyone watching. In rugby, several backs fit this description. Christian Cullen, Jonah Lomu, David Campese and many others, but among the forwards, the Fat Boys, very few can be mentioned in the same breath as this great Italian. Well, if he were to create the perfect number 8, he'd look a lot like Sergio Parisse, right? At 17.5 stone and 6 foot 5 inches, the Italian skipper might not be the biggest man to have played the position, but what he lacks in bulk makes him a useful option at lineouts. And as for his athleticism, it's completely off the charts. His ball skills are also quite incredible, often leaving spectators amazed and in awe. His fiery determination and lively spirit on the field make him a true standout. But where did it all begin? It was 1992, and on a rugby pitch in the beautiful suburbs of La Plata, a city just over an hour east of the Argentinian capital, Buenos Aires, a group of under-11s were enjoying their early taste of rugby. They were fusing adolescent handling with boisterous passing and hopeful tackling. In one of the packs was a tall, leggy 9-year-old, 2 years younger than the rest, but eager to impress. As two opponents broke through the defence, the newcomer flew into the ball carrier. Bodies tangled, the defender fell, and blood poured from the younger boy's nose. Despite the pain and the sad sight of his injury, there was something fiery in his determination. Sergio Parisse had his first taste of rugby, beginning a journey that would, with a lively spirit and incredible skill, come to an end some 30 years later. To sum up, the 39-year-old Sergio in numbers is completely missing the point, but nonetheless, 528 games, 80 tries and 4 drop goals, including one in a test match against Scotland in 2009, speak volumes about his sheer effectiveness. What they don't begin to describe is the immense impact Italy's rugby icon has had on the sport, nor the charismatic, fiery manner with which he spent 21 years redefining the role of a number 8 forward, becoming an undisputed all-time great of rugby. Don't just take my word for it though. Parisse is such a remarkable player that even England's usually reserved former coach Eddie Jones had heartfelt praise for him. Athletically, he's one of the most gifted players in the world. And then there's former Ireland and Lions captain Paul O'Connell. Sergio has everything. He catches high balls, he chases high balls, he chips, he makes turnovers, he intercepts. He's a phenomenal carrier. He has great footwork. He's a brilliant passer. Respected and feared in equal measure, Sergio Francesco Antonio Parisse Jr. has, regrettably, called time on his stellar career. With a successful club career to complement his international accolades, he has nothing left to prove. Yet it's heartbreaking to think that with a slightly different path, Italy's greatest standard bearer could have been a key figure in a more competitive team. As they share heritage, Italy and Argentina have also shared a number of rugby stars. Back when the Pumas were not as fierce and Italian rugby was awash with money, Diego Dominguez, Argentina's prodigiously gifted outside half, swapped Cordoba for Milan. When the Azzurri were admitted to the Six Nations in 2000, their appeal grew stronger still, with Argentina more than a decade away from being invited to play in the Southern Hemisphere Rugby Championship. All of this must have weighed heavily on the mind of the young Sergio Parisse. Born in La Plata in 1983 to Italian parents, Parisse could have played for either Italy or Argentina. In his case, however, it wasn't cash or opportunity that led Parisse to choose Italy. The son of a rugby-mad father, Sergio Sr. won the Italian national championship with L'Aquila in 1967, and a mother who made sure her boy spent as much time as possible in Italy. Parisse wasn't a South American mercenary, but a true Italian who just happened to be born overseas. His decision was filled with the passion and fiery spirit of his heritage. First debut. Though he played university rugby in Argentina, Parisse made his first-class debut after signing with the Italian club side Treviso in 2002. Shortly afterward, Italy coach and former All Black John Kirwan decided to take the teenage Parisse on the Azzurri's tour of the land of the long white cloud. That New Zealand romped to victory in the tour's only test match was no great surprise. What was rather more remarkable was Parisse's refusal to be intimidated by a team that included such greats as Doug Howlett, Reuben Thorne and Andrew Mertens. The aforementioned chip was but one of many flourishes that suggested this fiery and lively chap with the thinning hair was someone worth watching. By 2003, he was back in the Southern Hemisphere as part of Italy's World Cup squad. After a crushing defeat at the hands of the All Blacks, the Azzurri racked up a decent win against a no-nonsense outfit from Tonga. They then enjoyed perhaps their greatest victory in the history of the competition, a thrilling 19-14 defeat of the highly fancied Canadians. The scorer of the winning try? The 20-year-old Sergio Parisse. Yep, you heard that one right, 20 years old. Sergio's notion of success while donning the Italian jersey was nuanced and personal. In the early years of Italy's foray into the Six Nations, victories were rare gems, only 2 in the first trio of seasons. Each win, like the triumphant 2004 clash against Scotland, was cherished, almost warranting a celebration on the scale of a national festivity. While Italy were tiptoeing on the global stage, Sergio's club career was advancing by leaps. After securing the Coppa Italia and 2 league championships with Treviso, he made a pivotal move to Stade Francais in 2005. There, amidst the company of Italian rugby nobility like Mauro and Mirko Bergamasco and the cadre of elite Argentine players, Sergio was instrumental in their conquest of the 2005-06 Top 14 title. Although the Six Nations crown seemed an elusive dream for Italy, Sergio was carving out his space in the spotlight, culminating in his appointment as national captain in 2008. That same year marked his entry into the annals of rugby history as the first Italian nominated for the IRB's World Player of the Year, a commendation he was shortlisted for again in 2013, solidifying his status as a singular figure in Italian rugby. But it didn't just end there. On the field, the trajectory of Parisse's Italy was marked by fits and starts. Ever-changing management, a penchant for holding on to aging players, undervaluing local talent and overvaluing overseas recruits, these factors swirled into a perfect storm of inconsistency. Italy faced a particularly disheartening period, suffering complete defeats in the Six Nations of 2010 and 2011. Yet the sparkle of 2012's unexpected victory against France stood out, a fleeting glimpse of what could be. This triumph was mirrored in 2013 with another win over France and an inaugural Six Nations victory against Ireland. However, any burgeoning hope was quickly smothered, with Italy finishing last in 2014 and replicating their lacklustre World Cup performance of 2011 in 2015. It seemed a grim time for the Azzurri. Despite these challenges, Sergio Parisse stood as Italy's beacon of excellence. His dynamic presence on the field, shrugging off tackles and executing no-look passes, embodied both class and confidence. Charging down the pitch, Parisse inspired belief that Italy could indeed rival the best, a sentiment bolstered when he led Italy to a historic win over the Springboks in the autumn of 2016. Although follow-up results were lacklustre, this victory ignited a flicker of hope, showcasing Italy's potential against formidable opponents. Club rugby, however, continued to offer Parisse the consistent success his talent merited. Following another Top 14 championship in 2014-15, Stade Francais clinched the European Challenge Cup in 2016. As club captain, it was Parisse's honour to hoist the trophy, cementing his status as a stalwart of championship teams. Yet, as Parisse's international career wound down, the future of Italy in the Six Nations hung in the balance. Speculations about replacing Italy with the robustly scrimmaging Georgia lingered as mere speculations. Without a strong successor to Parisse and facing continuous defeats, Italy risked relegation to the second tier of European Rugby Union, potentially facing off against teams like Romania, Spain and Portugal. Well, who do you think could be the next Sergio Parisse for Italy, and what changes must Italian rugby make to rise again? Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and thanks for watching.